Hi, welcome again to Grey Faith. We are already halfway through the book, so today we are talking about chapter 4, Grey Sin. And honestly, as I began thinking about this video, I was struggling because grey sin sounds a little bit sacrilegious to me. And I want to be very clear with you that I believe that God is holy, and I believe that He alone has a righteous and perfect view of sin, and for Him it's not a gray issue. But for us as humans, unfortunately, we're always going to be seeing sin a little bit gray until God reveals more to us in heaven. But for right now, I have a few different pointers that can help us to really embrace the messy gray of sin, but also to honor God in the way we handle it. And the first thing we need to remember is that we are universally broken and we are universally loved by God. I think sometimes we forget that the Bible is so clear that all have sinned and all fall short of His glory, and that includes us. It's so easy to look sometimes at everyone else's flaws and mistakes. Sometimes it's actually easier for us to see others' problems than to see our own. But the truth is that we're all screwed up. And we have this phrase we like to use, that we should hate the sin, love the sinner. And while I think that phrase started out with the best intentions, I almost think we've twisted it a little bit so that we have an excuse to just hate the sin. And I wonder how often we have flipped that phrase around like a mirror at ourselves and really thought about what sin is in our lives that God hates, that does not honor God. And even lately, I've been thinking about this idea of my own brokenness and how desperately I need God's love. And as I think about that, I'm so much quicker to give grace to others around me who may be falling short because I know that I'm in the exact same place. So we need to remember our brokenness and God's love. And the second thing we need to remember, especially as we're looking at sin or disagreements with other believers, is that this Holy Spirit lives in every other believer just as much as He lives in us. And this is actually an idea I got from my mom a long time ago, because when we were growing up and when we were becoming of the age where we were more independent and we were going off on our own more, my mom said she had to struggle to accept that the Holy Spirit was in each of us, guiding us where she wasn't with us, where she couldn't tell us right from wrong anymore. And really, this is an idea that we as Christians need to begin to embrace with all of our brothers and sisters, because the Holy Spirit really is our personal guide. He is God living inside each of us, and He wants to encourage us and guide us, and He wants to reveal to us the sins in our life that we may not even recognize yet. And so we need to remember that the Spirit is in other people as well. And the third idea goes along a little bit with that, which is that no matter who we're dealing with, no matter what the sin or the evil, God is sovereign. He is the Alpha. He started the whole story, but He's also the Omega, and He's going to finish it. And there may be times we need to take a strong stand against sin. There may be times when we need to speak out against evil. But ultimately, we are not in control. Ultimately, we are not responsible to fix everyone else's problem or sin. And there is something that happens to us when we're able to let go and rest in the fact that God is in control, that He is sovereign, and that one day He will rule and judge justly where we never will be able to. And so I hope that you are encouraged by those ideas, and I hope, honestly, that today you have a very lively discussion and are encouraged by each other as well. Thank you again so much for joining, and I look forward to next week.